out what I was doing. Well, he has to come smoke now. He
Okay.
has to be first. And listen to those flutes.
They can hear you, Mom.
I could hear Henry's flute.
Hear Tammy's flute. Okay. Sorry I'm late, guys. Mom wanted to chat. We give Mom her time. I sent Denise the link. We're going to talk about what she's got going on in Pennsylvania tomorrow with the school board meetings, and I've got some links that I want to drop in the chat for stuff that she's got going on, and if I can find them. Let's see here.
How can anybody hear that song and not feel something in their heart?
How can somebody hear that song and not feel something in their heart? Because most people have not been taught what it even means. These kids today are not raised the way we were raised.
No, they weren't, and that just makes me sick.
Well, but that's what I keep saying. We don't even have our communities back together. You know, the deal over taking the neighbors the cigarettes that time, the ruckus that we started over that. I thought we were supposed to help our neighbors, and isn't that the whole story?
Well, that's what I told that man. I was just trying to be a good neighbor.
I know, and I understand. When your neighbors needed you, you go help. I remember helping all the little old people on the block. The older people loved me to pieces.
Yes, they did.
You know, because I'd go help.
You were there to do whatever they needed done.
Yeah, but I got all the cookies and Kool-Aid.
Yeah, you did. They went to the lunchroom to eat Thanksgiving dinner, and you carried their plates.
Yeah, I remember.
And all the teachers in the school was dumbfounded because Travis Hutchins was doing that.
Well,
Gary did it too.
I was kind of a little shit. They couldn't believe it. I had any nice in.
Well, yeah.
Older people have always had my interest in my heart.
Well, except for the Bananas and some of them folks.
All right. Copy. This is kind of some of the stuff that she got going on. Sorry, Mom still wants to chat. We'll chat with Mom. Like the haircut. I got both of them cut today, D-Dog. There's Denise. Hi there. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. I'm just trying to get my phone set up a little bit better. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm going to prop it up here.
We're used to having a train wreck around here. I didn't get that name for nothing.
Well, then I'm in good company because I'm definitely that today.
You've been busy. You've been busy.
Yeah, super busy. Oh my. The evil doesn't rest, so we can't really rest either. Is kind of what it all comes down to, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, is it just you and me, or is there other people coming in, or?
I've invited D-Dog up here. This is kind of his expertise too. You and he could have a great conversation about this. So
Oh,
I'm hoping
awesome.
D-Dog hit that link, buddy. I know he's probably tied up too. He's busy. He's busy slinging
Yeah.
papers as well as you are, and that's what
Yeah,
he does.
them clanging
I'm excited
papers.
about
Ooh.
it. Now, when you go in like you're going to go into the school board meeting, you can actually hit that the settings button and turn your camera around, and you'll be able to see what your camera's showing.
Okay, and I actually talked to a girl that I would like to have come on with me on Mike's show because she's super strong and has a good round. Her and I together would bring a well-rounded, good perspective of everything that's going on here and basically everywhere. But because it's been just super extra bad here, you know, I wanted to bring her on, and she has a tripod that I can borrow, so I'm going to pick that up from her tomorrow.
Awesome.
And so I'll have a tripod for the meeting, and I'll just use your link and turn it sideways, and I hopefully should be good to go.
Yeah.
So
and
that,
when we do,
you know,
when we
solves
do
that.
while you're in the meeting, we're going to flip it up just like that. I'm going to turn the chat overlay off, and then
Okay.
that way everybody can see that good of a picture. So.
Oh, that's awesome. And because the podium is kind of far away from where like where they allow us to sit, and then the compromised camera guys like way in the back.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, but he has like the fancy news camera. So I hope the audio will pick up. My phone is not, it's new, but it's not a fancy phone. So hopefully it'll work and we can hear the
You'll be
audio
surprised.
too.
You'll be surprised
Yeah.
the background noise that it'll pick up. There's a lot
Yeah,
of times.
normally there's none when someone's speaking publicly. It's pretty
Right.
quiet. I'll just have to make sure I speak a little louder than normal, I guess. But anyway, so I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for
And
doing what you do. You know, it's going to take a lot more of this. I've been screaming this for a while. I try to help people. I'll drive around the country and help people with stuff, and I really want to get involved more with this kind of stuff. And I can go to places like there. I don't have any skin in the game. I mean, you know, I don't care.
I know, and
Thank
that's
you.
amazing. Thank you, because
Yeah,
there's
and we're
not
gonna
enough
get up.
of you people that think like you that don't have skin in the game that still care deeply and want to make sure the children are safe and thriving and get a great education like they should be.
Right. We need to be giving them an
So
education instead of an indoctrination.
exactly.
We were playing the national anthem, and Mom says that she can, you know, she made the comment that if anybody that hears that and doesn't feel it, she just doesn't understand that. And I said, Mom, I said, we're not raised the same as you raised us. I said, I said, a lot of it's our own fault. My kids were raised that way. You know, as adults, they've divided our families up to where both parents had to work and nobody's there to take care of the children. And they've just shoveled bullshit in till, you know, this is what we get.
I know. And like electronic devices are basically raising our kids, and it's a holy mess, unholy mess, I should say.
Yes,
Because
it
they
is.
have our families divided, like you said, and we need to remedy that, you know, along the way too. But I think someone said, "Where am I at?" Oh, hi, Book Girl in New York.
Yeah,
And I am in South Central Pennsylvania. I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours from DC. So I'm kind of at the bottom end of the state.
Yeah, you're not far from Baltimore, right?
No, that's about an hour and a half too, depending on where you're going in Baltimore. And yeah.
Yeah.
So
what are some of the stuff that they're trying to shove into this curriculum?
Well, the SEL program, the social emotional learning, is the huge acronym that encompasses a lot of nefarious curriculum. They are pre-installing apps down to kindergarten, because I checked, they give the kids iPads and computers, Chromebooks, whatever, in all grades. My grandson is in kindergarten. He's 5. When he first started, the first week I went into his iPad to check their learning little apps they had in there. They seem innocent as can be at first, while I went a little bit further and you start to see the symbolism. They talk about Peppa Pig and how it's okay to have 2 moms, and then they start, they're just progressing into more of the transgender, even at the kindergarten level.
Yeah.
So I have talked to many moms, worked with many moms that, have come and gone, mostly gone. But, 11th grade and 8th grade both had the same thing taught to their daughters in different schools on how to sext guys or women, whatever. They're teaching them how to sext. This is actually part of the curriculum.
Wow.
So that's just touching the surface. I mean, it is so deep. What else is there? And they make it very, very hard to opt out of these programs. You can sign opt-out forms, but they usually don't approve them, or religious or medical exemption. So I did Deborah from the Affidavit Mamas helped me do a demand for religious exemption. Like, we're demanding it. We're not asking for it. We're not filling out your little piddly basic, exemption form. We're coming with a full document that's demanding that we're exempt from this because of our own conscience, that we choose not to be involved and have our children taught this. Mag American, I haven't heard of him. But I would love to connect with more people in PA, Julie. So I just haven't heard of him yet.
I'll
But
check.
it would be great to have more guys on board.
Yeah, you need an army up there is what you need.
Oh, absolutely. And there's so much. They have big displays, like an A-frame, like a cork board type of thing, where you can put up a bunch of, pamphlets, posters, whatever. They have them all throughout the high schools and the middle schools, with pamphlets on where to get free chest binders for girls that want to, suppress their chest, where to get hormone therapy for free. They have all, they're creating all these mental health crises, and then bringing in all these mental and social workers that are unknown, not vetted. Most of them have records, from what we're starting to find out, and not good ones, like violent and sexual background, unfortunately. And these are the social workers that are creating safe spaces for our children, and like they want to do it in secret behind closed doors. And that is what's super scary, because of, stuff for what transgender stuff for kindergarten. While I have a grandson in kindergarten that I've witnessed, I have a picture I could share with you guys of a cross-dressing man with big, huge fake breasts in a sundress walking through my grandson's elementary school. So it is real. It's not conspiracy. Nothing's being made up. We have receipts for everything. So everything I am saying is real and factual. And it's just, it's coming from every angle. They, the pre-installed apps were trying, and then they're tracking our children with these apps, they're collecting personal, medical, and family information. And when they see vulnerabilities like family that may have, financial issues, domestic violence, addiction issues, they really hone in on them, because that's when CPS can come in and then take the kids. And if you've listened to Dave and everyone else and the Affidavit Mamas, you know CPS is infamous for trafficking children. So
Yes.
we are going at them as well. There's many battles being fought right now, but my main focus right now is the schools, because there's just not enough of us. We need the army, like you said.
Well, so how many people do you know that are local that know any of this stuff is really going on?
A lot of them know. Most of them just sit online and chat and complain, and they come to the school boards. They may or may not speak up, but they are not coming with any like authority and power as the people, because we haven't been taught. And we don't know who this man is in the sundress. We were trying to find out what grade he teaches and what his name was. I haven't found out that information yet, but this was in October. So the mom I know really well took the picture of this creature, because it looks like a creature to me. You can see his Adam's apple very clearly. Long blonde hair wig. I mean, everything was just bad. Really skimpy sundress on, everything pretty much hanging out. And the kids in the picture, like behind him or around him, were all in hoodies and jeans because it was cold out. And he's strolling around in elementary school, barely dressed. I mean, come on. Like,
Right.
it's just, is this real life right now? Like, it's really hard to process and comprehend, but it's real. So, I
Well,
don't
it's
know. I
getting
hope
more
I'm
and
not all
more.
over the place, but this is really, there's so much to cover and unpack.
Right.
Yeah.
The agenda.
What's up, big dog?
Hello there.
Hey, what up?
Well, we're just sitting over here and she's talking about all the awful things going on in her school, her grandkids' school.
Yeah, it sounds pretty normal.
And the schools in my district, because there's many schools in my district that cross 2 county lines, and each time I serve them, I serve both sheriffs in each county. So they've been getting served as well, because they're supposed to be our constitutional backup, and most of them are compromised, unfortunately. So it's just really thick swampy here. I don't know how else to say it right now.
Well,
But
it seems like the more places they push it and get away with it, the more places they push it and they push it and they push it and they push it.
yeah, and
we can't stop it.
and that's why people, they just don't want to take the time to slow down just a little bit to learn the Bills of Rights. If they would learn that, they would know our forefathers left us everything we need to take care of, maybe not necessarily the transgender situation, but we can apply the violation of inherent rights, trampling on our religious freedoms, our freedom of speech, our right to petition for redress of grievances. I mean, they're interfering with all of this. The
Yes.
2 notices I just dropped address those 2 things. They're cutting people off. A man I'm working with up in Wyoming County, Pennsylvania, just did a notice for him. They actually removed him. The sheriffs removed him because he went a little bit over his 3 minutes and just wanted to basically finish his thought. And 2 big deputies took him out. And so they started searching up in that same area and school district. They started searching the bags of only the Patriot parents, not the ones that are for the administration. They're not being searched. Only the people that are standing up and speaking out against all this nefarious, evil stuff they're pushing. So they stopped searching their bags, but they're still wanding them, and only them, no, not everybody, just certain ones. And they're not giving no reason. There's been no threats. Nobody's been belligerent or violent or anything. Everybody has come in peace. So they're really trying to run us over, and it's just wow,
I better leave her. I might get cranked up.
Well, you can get cranked up if you want to, Mom.
No.
She said she's going to leave. She didn't want to get cranked up about all this.
Well, the guys that
cranked
got
up.
the guys that got removed, did he put in a claim?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
of
thought you were
battery
talking to
against
me.
the cop?
So yeah, the fight is fierce and it's very much in the trenches, but this is their third notice, and after this notice, we are moving to affidavits, which, that tends to get things moving a little bit quicker, but we have to, because I have been serving them since the spring. This is where the Declaration of Independence comes back into play, because we have established in writing lawfully a long train of abuses by them. So now they can be removed. And we're moving and dissolving government, and we're doing a lot of heavy remedy is about to drop in this country, not just for the schools, but for government legislators, and we can get into that another time. But the long train of abuses has been established, so they're going to get removed. And I have 13 board members that are all liberals, so none of them are hearing anything with the real law. The solicitor hates to see me coming, because she knows that I'm bringing the real laws, and she glares holes through me. But I kind of enjoy it, making her uncomfortable, because, they're hiding the real laws from the people. And the parents think that, they made up this parents' bills of rights, that the parents feel like that's all the rights that they have. And that is something that was made up in the statutory realm. So the constitutional law is always above the statutes of, that are created by lawyers, basically, and our legislators. So we stand on we have the highest standing as the people in our state constitutions, and they think that their policies, their health and safety policies, is where they're hiding a lot of this nefarious activities with the transgender, the hormones, having all these secret social workers come in. My grandson, he's 5. He came home and said, "Mimi, we learned a song today, and it was about being kind and opening the door for people." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that doesn't sound bad." And he said, "Yeah." And then they said that we should be kind and accept everybody, and gay people, and people that want to be a boy but that are a girl. He's like, "I don't understand that. What does that mean?" So I have my 5-year-old grandson asking me what this means. And I was gobsmacked. I didn't really, I had to kind of gather myself so I could give him somewhat of an answer, because it just blew me away. So they're teaching the kids these songs. I mean, it's just endless, Travis. It really is. I could go on for probably a week straight about all the stuff that they're doing and trying to do. So that's why we are coming up with both barrels. I mean, and if it's only me, it's only me. But I'm not stopping, until God says I'm done. So that's
I'm
where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm with you. We're going to get all this. We're going to start getting some of this exposed, and anything else that starts coming up there that we can get involved with and start helping with. I'll make sure we get this done the next time.
Right. And unfortunately, my daughter and the dad, feel that he needs to be in school because of the social aspect, even though I've practically raised him myself and have been homeschooling him this whole entire time, and he's brilliant. They won't let me homeschool him until things get sorted in the schools. They won't listen to me. They think what I do, fighting for freedom and fighting for the kids and teaching people about their inherent rights, is a complete joke, because my daughter's 25 and got the Obama indoctrination. So she's not awake, unfortunately, to the truth. And so I can't take him out and homeschool him like I would love to, but it's just not my call. So I continue to fight, but I was fighting for the kids back in the spring before he even started school, because like I told you, all children matter. They need us to be in the way. They need us more than ever. And you and I talked about that. So, thank you guys. It's not easy. It's really not easy. It's super hard, but it's so evil that we can't let them win. We can't let them win. We can't let them have our kids. So we just keep pushing and pushing, and we're gonna win. It might not look like it, but looks are deceiving. So I try and stay optimistic, and just God has given me strength I didn't even know I had to learn all this and do all this. And so I'm very grateful that I'm able to actually do most of it myself. But I'm wiped out. So having you guys to talk to, really just someone else to talk to, is amazing. So I don't know if anyone else wants to ask anything. I don't know. Sorry, I'm a little brain dead, guys. I did 2 notices today, but I'm willing to talk this out.
I think Dino got some questions for you
for a while, and the truth needs exposed. I don't understand why people would go. The parents, a lot of people have pulled their kids out, but not enough, unfortunately, and they're even attacking the homeschoolers. They're trying to mandate the homeschoolers to do this stuff and putting it in their curriculum. So they're the Christian schools, the private schools, the homeschools, it's not all as safe as we thought it was. But that's just starting. So, everyone stay aware, keep your eyes and ears open, pay attention to what the national school boards are pushing. There's a lot of union money also that are strong arming all the school boards across the nation to push these curriculums onto our children. So they are a huge, huge problem, the unions.
Yes.
And so that's a big thing to know. And our legislators aren't helping us. They are not. They're not protecting us, and they're not putting in strong legislation to stop this. So it feels like almost everybody's compromised. I know there's good ones out there, but they're hard to find. I can't get in with any legislators or senators. No one will return my calls. No, I can't get an appointment. I'm trying to get in there to instruct them to say, hey, you guys swore an oath. You swore an oath to protect our private and guaranteed rights as a people. And once you breach that trust and your oath, you're null and void. And really, any laws that they make that go against our rights in any way, shape, or form, whether it's an act, a statute, a code, it doesn't matter. If it goes against, if it's not in pursuance walking with the state and federal constitution, it is null and void on its face, and that is in the maxims of law. I don't know if any of you are familiar, but we use these a lot in our notices, and these are fundamental principles of law that are universally accepted. So the lawyers know these. They might not know the constitutions, but they know these. And they tend to smack them in the face when they see them, because they're usually like one sentence, and they have so much power and teeth in that one sentence that they can't deny it. So we're coming super strong, stronger than ever, because we're not being heard and nothing's changing. So we got to get them to move and budge and do the right thing by the kids.
Agreed. Yeah, we got to start. We got to start standing up, because almost a year ago we were saying, where's the limit? The kids are the limit. The kids are the limit. Look what they're doing to our kids now.
I know. I mean, and taking your kids to drag, and the library, the drag queens in the libraries. I mean, parents taking their kids to these events. There's definitely something completely missing upstairs for that to be happening. And
Yep.
I don't really like to make fun of people, but wow, there's got to be something wrong upstairs for that to be happening. So indoctrinated or just brainwashed. I'm not really sure, but wow. Yeah. So I don't know. That's I'm open for questions if anyone wants to ask any questions. I'm not really sure what you guys would like to know from me, or what I can do to possibly help someone else or connect something, whatever it may be. I'm here to help, or just chat, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I'm just trying to learn. D-Dog probably got some really good questions and some information. He's a wealth of information on the exact same topic that you're talking about.
So
Well, go
do you
ahead,
know
sir.
when National Attendance Day is?
You're muted, I think.
No,
No, I can't hear him.
I can hear him. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
But you can't hear me?
She may have to refresh.
Refresh.
Yeah, just refresh it, and it'll pull you back up here, and then we'll try that again.
I'm looking for a refresh on here. Turn it this way. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy.
No, you're fine. I stay dizzy. If you'll take the screen and just pull it straight down, it should refresh itself.
Yeah, I had a bunch of notifications I had to get out of the way before I could do it. So there we go. Stay on this page. Okay. All right. Let's try again.
All right.
And you're D-Dog?
Yep.
Yep. D-Dog.
Yes,
Yep.
I am. Can you hear
I
me?
still can't hear him.
All right, I'm gonna remove you and
That's
let you
weird.
come back in.
Should I leave and come back in?
Yeah, just leave and come back in. It'll.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. She's got her stuff together, D-Dog. I'm very impressed with her. She's doing what needs to be done. I thought this would be a great conversation for you to have with her. There, can you hear us now?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Is he saying anything?
Yeah,
Well, can you hear me?
It's strange that he.
I can hear you, but not him. It makes no sense. I don't know how to. Have you got the COVID? No, sir. I have not.
I'm going to refresh,
sir.
Travis.
Okay.
No shot for me. I don't know.
It's strange. We'll get it
Oh, he
figured out.
left to try and come back in. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know
gonna.
why I can't hear him.
How about there?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. Yay.
It was my
Awesome.
fault. Have you ever heard of something called the National Attendance Day?
National Attendance Day?
Yep.
No.
I believe it's coming up. I think it's the first Tuesday of February. And if you
Okay.
keep your kid home, the schools won't get any funding for your kid for the rest of the year.
Really? Let me write that down. What's it called again? The
It's a
National.
National Attendance Day.
Wow. I don't know how I haven't come across that yet. So if they stay home, the schools lose funding for the rest of the year if they keep every child home.
Yeah, do it just like quitting a job, no call, no show. So you're not giving any excuses or anything.
Yeah, you're just not going. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that's
if they ask
amazing.
you, if they ask your child, why didn't you come in? All the child has to say, well, I was going to have lunch with grandma.
Yep. How about none of your business?
Yeah, you could go with that too. But
Yeah, sorry, I
I
have a little
train
bit of
my
an
kids.
attitude.
My kids tell their history teachers, stands right up in class and say, why are you lying to us?
Wow. Your kids sound super brave. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, they know more about our founding fathers than most people do.
Huh.
They
Oh,
used
you
to
don't
say,
know.
Dad, I'm bored. So I'd hand them a book called The Signers of the Declaration of Independence. There's 54 gentlemen in there. I said, just write me a 1 or 2 page essay on any one you want to pick.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah,
And
I've learned a lot. I mean, I didn't even know the structure of government. I hated politics. I hated the law. And when after 2020 happened, I started taking classes with David in the late spring of 2021, learning about, I read the whole Declaration of Independence, the whole Pennsylvania Constitution, and I mean, I was just kept getting blown away and blown away. And I found the original Pennsylvania Constitution, which is wow. And comparing that to the current one, they have abridged and abrogated, which means taken away or changed so much of our fundamental words that our founders left for us. Um, it's incredible, and that's mainly been done by lawyers. And I know not all lawyers are bad, so I'm not grouping them all in one spot, but majority of them are corrupt. So
I'll say they're all crooks, but go
yeah,
on with
well,
what you
okay.
believe.
we can roll with that because that's pretty true. Yeah. So unfortunately, the parents just here they're not I was doing Facebook Lives, I was doing local Zooms, teaching people about the Bills of Rights and the fundamental principles of law that our founders left us because we, created the constitutions, the people, the commoners, the farmers, the carpenters, regular people, and then 56 people signed the independence. We don't need everybody. We do need some more numbers though. But they were interested to a point, and then they just kind of wanted everything to stop. They wanted remedy right away. They didn't want to learn how to actually apply the remedy. And then they all just kind of scattered and went to lawyers. So I had like 30, 40 people I was teaching at one point, and they all just, and I'm not a teacher by trade. I have a medical background. I used to work for DOD. I'm disabled now. as a civilian. And so that's a little bit of my background. And I'm not a teacher, so I did the best I could. And I did make an impact on, a couple people that are serious that have stuck with me as much as they can. But it has mainly been me in Pennsylvania trying to make a lot of moves. And I didn't mean to get off subject, but yeah, the Bills of Rights alone, if our children knew them alone, we could restore our republic so quick. Because that's what's been hidden from us, our state constitutions that hold the bills and declarations of rights, where all of our secured, guaranteed rights are not in the U.S. federal constitution. It's in the state constitutions. That's where our secured, guaranteed rights are. So when
Yeah,
people
Denise,
need,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
cut you off a little bit. I'm really
No, go
pressed
ahead.
on
You
time.
talk. No, go ahead.
This book, it's called the Bible. This is where your rights are. Okay,
Yep.
your rights are
Common
not in
law.
any of those damn documents. None of your rights are there. All your rights are in here.
Well, common law comes from the Bible, right? Is that where you're going with that?
Well, no, but that's where your rights are. That's where the basis of law is. That's where the basis of governance is. The basis of human nature.
Yep.
But you want to write this down. It's called Public Law 108-447, Section 111. So on September 17th, if the school doesn't teach the Constitution, you can defund them for the full year.
Wow. Now, public law is that something that I don't know how I'm going to ask this question, because there is a big difference between public and private that most people are not aware of. I had no clue about it until I learned about it in depth.
Well, it even gets bigger because you got equity and natural law too in there.
Yep, it gets really deep and involved, and I'm still, well, I've been learning for a little over a year now, so I'm still very much learning. I'm a student. I'm not an expert, but I do know the fundamental law pretty well to go and make these documents, serve them with confidence, go head to head with attorneys. I've done that a couple times through the township. So trying to address the 5G stuff. And, that's a whole nother, we want to go there. But that is, so did this happen on September 17th this year? That they didn't teach the Constitution on that day. As a matter of fact, they're banning the Constitution, I think, in some schools. I don't know which ones,
can't.
but yeah.
They can't.
Well, they're doing it.
This is a public law from 2004, and it's still current.
2004. Okay. Well, they're taking it out of the libraries for the kids. That's the problem. They're hiding the constitutions, I guess I should say. And they're definitely not teaching it. And they're calling it hate speech when you bring up freedom and constitutions. Like, what?
My school is one of the few schools that has the Constitution along with the Declaration of Independence and the 10 Commandments on the wall near the principal's office.
Wow.
Every classroom has a Bible. Some of the Bibles are in a drawer, but every classroom in my school district has a Bible. It's public school too.
Wow. What state are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in the CCP of Michigan.
That is impressive, though, for Michigan, because I work with some Michigan people, and man, they're swampy areas too. But that is amazing to hear. Wow, you're very blessed to have that still in place especially in a public school.
But it took 15 years of fighting to get that.
Wow, really? Oh, it wasn't already in place. You had to fight to get it in place, huh?
Plus, all the American history books are gone that the federal government says you want to have,
Yep.
and brought back some old textbooks from the 40s.
Wow.
You
I
know,
mean,
where a quarter of the page is footnotes.
yeah, and you know what, Vermont, I just want to say a quick comment about Vermont. And there's no Bibles in Vermont. Vermont has an amazing constitution. Amazing. Like it is our forefathers, as you know, I'm sorry, what do you go by? D-Dog?
D-Dog.
D-Dog. Some of the preambles, a lot of them actually, they're like love letters that have been left to us by our forefathers to stay as free people. And if people knew, like they are living, breathing documents, they are not dusty old documents in museums that they would like us to believe. They are inviolate, means which they never go away. It's forever, and they stay. They just don't want us to know any of this because they want to control us and they don't want us to be free. Let's just be real.
Don't want you to know your rights because then you don't have nothing to fight back against.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's why this is so important to learn, at least on a basic, at least the Bills of Rights of your Constitution.
Right.
So
No, just every day read 3 chapters of the Bible, and you will complete the Bible every year. And each time you go through the Bible each year, you go in looking for a certain topic, like governance, because just on governance, there's over 2,200 scriptures having to do with governance, and there's less than 200 scriptures having to do with heaven. So, what was more important of the founding of the Bible than governance and the way that a polite society is supposed to work?
well, I use a King James Version Bible, and there is so much law that has common law that has been pulled from our forefathers and the people back then that are in our founding documents, like transgressions, statutes, I can't think of more words right now, but there's a lot of connections to the common law that comes directly from the Bible. So that's where our forefathers were so brilliant. They knew that God's law was basically the law that we needed to follow. It's straight and narrow. We not off in the weeds, and so I don't know if we're on the same page with that, but that's just how I've been learning. And I see a lot of the more I read the constitutions, the more, and the Bible as well, because I'm newly baptized and I'm still studying and learning the Bible. But the more I study the Bible in the morning and the evening, I take time to do that. It's the connections with the law and the Bible is just incredible. So it's literally from, he gave us dominion over everything. We just have to get people on board to the right people to be in dominion of everything and running things properly and with love and kindness and bartering, looking out for your neighbors the way things used to be. All of that, like I want to see this all back in place again because I'm old school, and that's how I was raised. So I don't know. I'm probably going off subject. Sorry.
That's all right. We do that a lot here.
Yeah. Denise, you're on your phone, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, that was my dad's name. Travis, I dropped a link in private chat.
Yep.
Can you make sure she gets that?
Absolutely. I can get it to her. I'll email it to her right this minute.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter has a laptop for the night. She's in school to be a nurse and needed to do
Yeah.
papers.
This is what I sent. This is a full-blown course on the Constitution, and it should take an average person 3 or 4 months to go through it.
on the
this is-
U.S. federal Constitution.
Yep, and this is basically the textbook for it.
Wow, that's a big one.
And
Do you use these at all? Oh,
Black's Law?
Black's Law with
No.
the key? No.
Nope, I use the 1828 Webster's
Webster?
Dictionary.
I use that as well.
Yep. Okay.
I will check out that link though that you sent me.
Yeah. This is just for Article 1, Section 1, Clause 1, which is just one paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 pages just to go through that one paragraph.
Yeah. They can be very, very lengthy and very in-depth, and every word matters. And that's where I use the dictionaries, NOAA and the Black's Law. We don't use beyond the 5th edition because, again, abrogated.
That's when they
and
changed
abridged.
everything.
Yep. So we don't go beyond the 5th edition because they've been too altered after that. But I think the courts are using the 11th edition now, which is crazy. So we're very, very careful on which editions we use. And our people perish for lack of knowledge is really kind of what this is all coming down to, right? We need
That
to
sounded
be
like a
teaching the
Bible verse
people.
about lawyers.
Woe unto you lawyers, Luke 11:52, for thee hide the key of knowledge. That's where there's a key on that law dictionary book. So, yes, sir, it all ties in together in one way or another. And
Yeah, and I've been reading a lot of Cicero. He was
I'm not
alive
familiar.
from 100 BC to 52 BC. And if you
Wow.
want to see someone write something down that hates government more than anybody ever on the planet, he's the one.
Wow. Was he like a king or a prince or something?
No, just a scholar.
Just a scholar. Oh, those scholars. Yeah, they're something else. They they tend to think that they are the know all be all, and nobody else can have bring anything else to the table. What knowledge they have is it. But there are good scholars as well. So
Well, he's from
he
over
doesn't
2,000
sound like
years
one
ago,
of them.
though.
I know that's. So they've been hating for a long time for us having freedom, or wanting, to be, because we were born free. I even have my born free shirt on. I got to show it to y'all. So
There you go.
anyway,
If we're showing off shirts, I got this one on.
Oh, what you got? My brain
treatment.
is giving me the silent treatment today. I need that shirt. That's awesome. And I don't know, there's so much fight involved with just the schools alone, and you know, people are scattered because of the mandates, and New Jersey, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, I forget what article it came from, what the source was, but they are going to be trying to put the mask mandate back in place again for those 3 states. I haven't heard of any other, but I'm already trying to get ahead of that with these notices. So and my daughter, she's so indoctrinated, she won't even let me submit a religious exemption for my grandson to not wear a mask because she's afraid it might cause some repercussions of some sort, and because she's just won't listen to me. So that's just one example of, you know, the younger generation that have kids in school, they just blindly trust, and we did too till we woke up. And I'm not speaking for you guys per se, but as a whole, and you know, society, we were all pretty much asleep in some way, shape, or form. But you know, that she won't even look at the truth. I mean, how do you get it? It's so hard to get through. I don't know. It's hard. It's just hard. I haven't worn a mask I did the first month, and it was out of fear. But once I put 2 and 2 together and put my medical knowledge and went to do a little side research off of Google, I found the truth really quick, and I was done. I drew my line in the sand and haven't crossed it since. So, yeah, I fell for it for a minute, but that was it. But yeah, we have to
I did
learn.
0 days with a mask on.
Good for you. Good for
too.
you. You guys rock. I'm telling you. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
I've gone after 4 big corporations: Walmart, Myers, Kroger's, and Menards.
Ooh.
And Menards
Yeah,
is
they're
still in
private
court.
corporations. They can't, and mandates aren't laws, first of all. Number one, mandate is not a law. So
Well,
private
I went after them
corporations,
for civil rights violation because they refused me service.
yeah, yeah,
That pays better.
well, they're private corporations with no authority to tell you what you have to put on your face or wear, or they make a public accommodations for us people in the private. That doesn't mean you can tell us what to do, and you know what, we have to have a shot to walk in your door or whatever. No. We've hit many corporations. We've hit Blue Shield, OSHA mandates. I worked with a pilot and a mechanic on. We helped 3 major airlines. We stopped their mandates. You know, this has been it's been a lot. And there's a Gorsuch opinion on. We were just talking about this today, but my brain is a little fried, so you have to forgive me. But there is an opinion that he is literally quoting what we put in our notice, and it was put out on November 7th, and it was on page 9, but I can't remember the case because whatever your shirt says, that's what I got going on right now. And yeah, so if I had my computer, I could search it up for you and drop it for you guys, but I have limited capabilities tonight with tech. So we have had many victories using the Constitution and the maxims of law. And my goal is to try and keep teaching, even if it's just a basic couple questions. You know, whatever people are willing to take in, I'm willing to put in the time to teach and help and show them where things are, you know, prove all things, hold fast to that which is good. So we're all about proving that we don't pull things out of the sky and, you know, just say that, oh, this is the fact. So we back up everything we do with written law, written words, and that's just been part of our fight. this past
Denise,
year.
I gotta take off like in a couple minutes. Have you ever heard of the Prince versus USA?
No.
That was originally Sheriff Mack's lawsuit against the federal government having to do with the Brady Bill of being unconstitutional, depriving people of arms. But
Really?
within that case, the judge, judge's opinion was that a state or community doesn't have to participate in any federal programs. So you and the affidavit mamas may want to start looking into that one.
Okay. Yeah. Prince versus USA. Wow. What year was that? Curious. Do you know?
I'll drop.
It's not important. I was just curious. I'll look it up.
I dropped the link in private,
I got
and
it.
Okay.
yeah, and it's a little book about the size of a pocket constitution that you can get from Sheriff Mack. It's only a couple bucks.
Okay.
Yeah, the CSPOA. Every sheriff that I've encountered or had to deal with, I've always gave him an affidavit requiring him to become a member.
Now that's some fire. That's what I'm talking about. Because we have, the sheriffs here are not honoring their sworn oaths, and they're coming against the people. So we have a few that do take their oath seriously and will back the people from federal interference, but not enough of them. And when I did a master list really quickly of gathering all of the sheriff's emails in the state, we have 67 counties in Pennsylvania, and I was only able to find like 47 of them. The rest were hidden. All of the U.S. federal Congress emails, the legislators and senators, are all hidden. So we had to fax them notices and affidavits because we could not use their email. And so they're hiding their emails from the people, and local level, state level, federal level. So it's getting really
Have
nasty.
you heard of Ballotpedia?
Yep, we use it frequently. Yep.
God, what's the other one? Crap, it has all your state reps on it.
Well, I use PA Legis for that one, but it would probably be different for like a national. Is it uscongress.gov or no? I don't know. It's not coming to me. D-Dog, sorry. What's going on in the chat here?
Not a lot.
What do you think the goal is from what they are doing to the kids? Sorry guys, my phone fell. Yeah, and we have the bathrooms that we had in Luzerne County. We just had a 14-year-old girl that was raped by a boy that they're allowed to go into the girls' restrooms to use them, and we had a 14-year-old girl that's just been raped. That's just one of many situations. So it's really that serious. And the schools are not doing anything. The police aren't doing anything. They're hiding reports. They're hiding evidence. I mean, it is just so bad. People need to wake up and get involved, even if it's bringing Rice Krispie treats to a meeting. Every role is important. Everyone is valuable. Everyone. Even if you can make a phone call or write a letter or just hold a sign, anything. We need participation from the people in this country. Period. End. So that's, I guess, maybe my final thought, because I know you guys want to jump off, but
no,
I'm glad the link worked.
What district are you in?
School district?
No, House district.
Oh my. I think that's a great question because let me look. Oh, wait. Did I lose you guys?
Oh, you're still here.
Okay. Let me look real quick because I want to say 31, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well,
They have done a lot of gerrymandering, so they've changed the districts so much, and I'm like on the border of two counties, so the districts keep changing. Is Newcomb. I put what county? Oh my goodness. What district? Yep, I think my brain is pretty much.
Okay, I dropped another link for you. It's Populist Revolt for Pennsylvania.
Oh, we lost
Poof, gone.
Yeah. Back in here. I'm emailing those to her as fast as you're giving them to me, D-Dog.
Okay.
She'll get back in here in a second.
Yeah, and Populist Revolt, you can go to any state and get just about, anyone that's in the capital area, plus your districts, all the email and mailing addresses and everything else of them.
Right.
But Travis, brother, I got to take off. I got another call to get ready for.
Got a thing, and I appreciate you coming up. She learned, you've learned us all some stuff as usual, and I appreciate every bit of it, man.
Yeah, and well, if she doesn't come back on, tell her that they have to quit using demand and need and change that to require, must, and shall.
We require, must, and shall. I'm going to say, okay.
Yeah, demand and need has no standing.
Require, request, and what was the other one?
Require, must, and shall.
Okay.
Those have legal standing. The other ones don't, because through the notices and affidavits, you're trying to build a case.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, if you use the wrong word in one spot, it makes the whole document garbage.
I got you. I got you. Well, like I say,
and
I really
if you throw Bible verses in it, it really pisses them off, and you get more traction with it.
Right.
Okay. Have fun, kids.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I really do. We may call on you tomorrow sometime. We're going to do a live at 6:30 Eastern time with her. She's going to do this at the school board meeting. So if you get a chance, man, come join us.
I wish I had time. I'd just show up at the school board.
I tried my dangest to get there, and it just didn't work out this time. But I'm going to be.
Yeah, but they'd hate to see me, and I don't have to tell them I'm from Michigan.
That's right. Yep. Appreciate it,
Yep.
D-Dog.
Yep.
All right.
Later, brother.
Later, man. What's up, Tennessee? Oh. I can't remember what we're supposed to replace, but anyway. Her phone may have died on us. I don't know. She went out pretty quick. Well, that's about all I've got to talk about. I was just more interested in hearing the process that she's going through. You know, she's very passionate about what she's doing. You gotta love her. She just, you know, you can tell she's passionate about what she's doing, and she's doing the right thing for the right reasons. That chat just went crazy. They're weakening youth by young males. Yeah, I would agree with that. But we got to start. We got to start somewhere, you know. And I'm going to say, I'll say it every night. I don't think any moral issues belong in the schools. If you want to teach the children about reproduction at juniors and seniors, okay, that's fine. If you're pushing an agenda one way or the other, I don't believe that it should be in our schools. If it's not reading, writing, arithmetic, history, some of that stuff, I don't want my children taught that. I want to teach my children my own beliefs. That's just the way. That's the way that I roll. Let's see here. But anyway, what's up, Larry B? How are you guys? In secret, Nashville just became an first. This bullshit. It is taking illegals. Convoys will protest in sanctuary status. Yeah, Tennessee, you're exactly right. They're going to shove a bunch of stuff into Tennessee. Tennessee gal, she's in here. I sent her a thing the other day where they're going to bus load a bunch of illegals over there, and that's where it's going to start. I think maybe we ought to be on the border. And yes, Gina, I agree. There's the difference in teaching reproduction and what some of these schools are teaching is perversion. And I don't think it's reasonable. I don't. Okay, good. Well, we're actually going to do a live tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern time. We'll probably start around 6:15 or so. She's actually going to the school board meeting and serving them with affidavits, and they're not getting any traction on this stuff at all. I'm not sure how much we can help, but you know, if we can get a couple people to to start paying attention and maybe get one person involved, you know, then that'll build on itself. We'll get a snowball effect going. Yep, I agree with that too, Gina. I think that's true. Sissy K. Well, I was multitasking, Sissy K, so give me a break. Cut me a break, sassy. Denise is trying to restart everything, so she's going to try to come back in. Our girls and vice versa, no babies. Yeah. It is. Yeah, it is. It's sad. Sad. If we could get at least 1,000 people to go down there, dates for the convoy is up. Have Pinja Force City Mayor speaker so far. Okay. Do you have that posted on your YouTube, Tennessee Patriot? I'll go look that stuff up. I've been talking to Texas Info Warrior, and we were actually planning a trip down there, but it's become dangerous for legal people to go do your constitutional, exercise your constitutional rights down there. They'll charge you with a felony. Yeah, I'm not cool with that. So I think it's going to take a lot of people, you know, a handful of people going down there. It's not going to change anything. I think it's going to take a bunch. There's Canadian. There you go.
Hi, Travis.
Hey, what are you doing now?
Listening.
All right. Well, you're texting all kinds of information, and it's just easier if you just come in here and talk about what you're saying.
Well, that's what I was when she was first talking about the notices that they were sending since February. We sent 3 for this and 3 for that, and she kept using the word demand, and that's why I said, make sure you tell her that the verbiage is very important. Ask D-Dog, but I'm pretty sure demand has no standing, and it has to be require, must, or shall. If you use demand makes the whole document garbage because it has no standing.
I can't get on 59 channel for some reason. Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to do both chats again tonight, but I was going to try to get as many people in here as I could. I don't know why one of them's not working. I don't understand what's going on there. But I actually had Don in here last night. Was it last night or night before? And I couldn't see a word he was saying. But yeah, your language is, you're exactly right. Your language is exactly, it has to be exact.
Yeah, and when she was talking about, well, we filed 3 notices for this and 3, and we demand this, and that's why I put that in the chat, because I remember D-Dog saying that on one of the other shows he was up here. Verbiage is extremely important, and if you use the word demand, it makes the entire document garbage because it has no standing.
Right.
So you have to use those 3 that he said, which is require, must, or shall.
Right.
And he said throw some Bible verses in there too, because it really pisses them off.
Yeah. Yep. Because they don't want to hear any of that.
But that's probably why those notices that she sent 3 for this and 3 for that, that's why they're not going anywhere. Because the whole document is garbage when you use the word demand.
But she said that they don't like getting served with these notices either.
Maybe not.
They're getting really testy about it.
Yeah, but when they see that word demand, they throw it in the garbage because they know it has no standing.
Yeah. Yeah, the same's happening here in Tennessee. I'm not getting any notifications. I just remember when what comes on and try to find it.
Because I remember him saying that he was up here the one night when we were talking, like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And he said that was very important because if you use that word, they can just throw it in the garbage. Has no standing.
Okay.
And she said she sent, 3 notices for the same thing for this and 3 for that. And they're not getting any traction. Well, that's why. Because as soon as they read that word, they chuck it in the garbage.
Well, that's possible.
So she's annoying them, but she's not using the right verbiage. And like D-Dog, Constitutional Warrior, he's telling her it's extremely important what verbiage you use.
Right. Okay. Whoops. There we go. I had too much stuff open, I guess. But,
and as hard as she's working, I hate to see her wasting her time using the wrong words.
Absolutely, because she said she struggles, getting ink and paper, and she's doing all this stuff by herself, and that alone's a pretty good stress right there. I've heard people talk about it, but I haven't seen anybody move yet.
Yeah, exactly, Mary.
Right.
Demand or need have no standing, and they'll just chuck it in the garbage, the whole document. And as soon as they see those words, although she's annoying them, they just chuck it. That's why it's very important what words you use. Yeah,
it's not just you, Tennessee. No, it's everybody, I think, is having trouble. I don't get half the notifications to the subscriptions that I've got. And then I get notifications of stuff that I've never subscribed for. YouTube's playing games with us, I'm sure. What's going on in your part of the world? Anything good?
My part of the world. Did you see that video I sent you of cages from today?
No, I was on the phone all afternoon.
Oh, well, it outlines perfectly what's going on in my part of the world and how dangerous this PROVINCE that I live in has become.
Damn.
I know you've all probably heard of Jordan P. That's all I'm going to say. But he's been speaking out and fighting against all this stuff since 2018. But because he retweeted a comment from the leader of the opposition party and criticized Sparkles, you know who I mean. I have to be really careful what I say because of the place I'm in. They have ordered him to a re-education facility.
That can't be good.
And he's been fighting against all this stuff since 2018.
Wow.
So that's what's going on here. Like, people in other places similar to your states, but in our country, are still so far getting away with talking about this stuff. But people in the one that I live in, no. And the video that Cage did tonight spells it all out, how bad it is here.
Yeah. Okay, Denise said she's worked for the day, so she's not going to come back up. We're going to do her live tomorrow at 6:30. We'll probably start somewhere around 6:15 or so. Then we can see the process of what she has to go through to do all this. But she's on their agenda to speak, so she's going to get her 3 minutes. And
make sure you pass on to her about the verbiage and how critical it is.
I did. When he was talking, I was typing it to her.
Okay.
If we're ever passing information, if I don't do it right then, I get sidetracked and then I forget about it, and something else comes up, and I have some ADHD moments.
Hi, Pamela. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Pamela. Yeah, that you did miss her. She come on, did an amazing job. We're gonna do it live tomorrow, so I'm excited about this. This is what's really going to start helping this country.
Because for all the hard work she's putting into those documents, it really sucks that they become garbage once you use the wrong word.
Right.
And like D-Dog said, she doesn't understand how important that is because, 3 notices for this and 3 notices for that, but they keep saying and using the word demand. And as soon as they use that document goes in the garbage.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that those people are smart enough to know what they've been dealt, and I think they're a little bit anxious about it. So she still got them running for the woods anyway. So
but
just go back and change. If she can go back and just change those words.
And reprint the document.
Yeah, reprint the document and change the language of it. I think she'll be just fine. And hopefully we'll get to see a win out of this, because I would love to see this happen.
Because as hard as she's working on this,
yes,
she would get like so much traction using the right words.
Yeah. Well, thank you. country. I appreciate that. These are the kinds of things that I like to get involved in. It's unfortunate that I didn't get to go in person, but we're gonna start planning a little differently from now on, and I want to be, ahead of the game from now on. But
Like it
hopefully
would be
tomorrow-
uplifting. It would be uplifting to her too, to see the change that the verbiage makes,
right, and
because
and
then she's going to start getting traction.
right, and I'll talk to her beforehand tomorrow too, and try to tell her maybe she can go back and watch that part so she makes make sure to get it right and I didn't mess something up. But if we, she's so close. I think she's so close to really being able to make a big difference.
Tell her
And,
to go back to like the 1 hour mark and
Yeah.
watch the next 25 minutes, because what he said is really important and it would help her immensely.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because we're at like the 125. So the
Right.
last 25 minutes, we've been talking about the importance of the verbiage and what D-Dog said. So if she went back to the 1 hour mark and watched from there and could go into those documents and edit out that word and put in the right verbiage, then she's going to start seeing some traction.
Right. I think, like I said, I think she's got a bluffing on him now, and
Hi, Shift Kicker. I seen you got some snow today.
never said that. You have come in here and said that I didn't know what I was talking about, and I was spreading misinformation, and I always back up my stuff. The article that I have not found for you is the litter box in the bathrooms, and I do have one, and I had it all ready, and the other night I cleared off my screen and took it with it, but I will get that back and put it back up. I always try to back up everything we talk about. Oops. There we go.
Yeah, Shift Kicker posted a couple of videos today. They got a crap ton of snow.
Yeah, she did. I saw that.
She said it's still snowing.
Yeah. Well, you keep that snow up there. Don't let it come down here.
I
I
awaken Trillium.
don't want to have to put your snow in timeout. This is not us.
Hi, Pamela.
That I think will go well. If we do, let me know.
Hi, Tennessee Patriot.
Absolutely think so, Tennessee. We got to get safety in numbers so we can start taking care of some of this crap. We'll get this border thing's going to be depending on how the school board thing goes, we may do some more of that. But I think if we can figure out how to do it remotely, then we can go concentrate on some of the stuff at the border, because I think it's going to get bad down there. I don't know if anybody's seen any of the videos from El Paso. It's horrible. It's horrifying. There's people everywhere in the streets. It's awful.
There's a lot more places starting to cover it. Like Rebel News has got reporters down there that they're keeping down there.
Right.
And I saw another channel down there too that's covering it. So
But you
that's
don't see
good.
anybody in the chat. There's nobody paying attention. That's what gets me so sideways about it. They may have 200 or 300 people in there. Why is there not a million people in there going, Jesus Christ, it's coming across the border like this?
But you
I
see,
mean, serious.
the fella that's in the capital of our country, he's going after Rebel News too. He's going after anybody that speaks out, speaks
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
supports the opposition.
That's going to come more and more here too, I think.
Like Cage showed today this new task force that they've developed of these people going around in these uniforms, knocking and entering people's doors and taking them away because, in their opinion, they need mental help. And these people that are in these uniforms, some of them are nurses that are accompanying the cops. It's
Right.
bad, Travis.
Oh. Now that everything, everybody's against the machine. You're right. I don't know. I don't know what our next step is. Sorry, I'm getting scrambled up here because my phone keeps blowing up. I know Anthony's still down there, but he still doesn't have a lot of people in his chat. But what's the other guy that's down there? That's some of those guys have got a decent following, but they're not catching any traction. I think people are afraid to see what's really happening to their country.
Yeah, I know he does, Awaken, but he's got more freedom than we do in the place that we live in, and we can't even discuss where that is. So, because it puts us at risk. But Rebel has been down there for like a week and a half now, and it don't look like they're leaving. They've got reporters down there that they're leaving down there covering it.
Right. So they put out a deal the other day, a public service announcement the other day down there, Brenda, that if you came across the border from Mexico and was filming what was going on down there, they would file federal charges against you. What law are they breaking?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
Exposing the lies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's first responder media is the other one. Okay.
Yeah, that like I said, if you get a chance to watch that video that Cage made, it's eye-opening what's going on up here. And it's pretty scary. Because Wake and Trillium lives in the same place I do, but we can't talk about that. Where that is.
Gotcha. So, and you were saying it's the difference in the providences, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm telling you that this has got to be the worst one, because the guy in charge of this one is locked step with the guy in charge of the country.
Wow. Sorry, I get chuckled when my phone goes off. Oh, well, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. We got to take the puppy dog back to the doctor and have some blood tests run tomorrow. So we got to be there at 8:30.
Well, it was a good show, Travis, and make sure you get her that information about the verbiage. See if she can go in when she gets her computer back from her daughter and
Right.
edit those words, because those words are why she's having to send 3 and 4 notices, because as soon as those words are used, the document has no standing.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll make sure we go over that again. And thank you, Shift Kicker, for laughs. But yeah, we'll make sure that she gets all that stuff exactly right. Or I may have to reach out to you and we'll anything. I know she'd appreciate anything we can do, and I really truly want to help her. I think that we need to get behind her and.
Well, for all the hard work she's putting in, just the simple changing of those words is going to make a huge difference, because right now, as they stand, the documents are no standing once those words are used.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
it is country, because like after I watched what's been going on in the place that we live outside of here, it's like maybe that's why I've been being careful what I said for the last 3 or 4 weeks, not knowing what the actual reason was, but somebody was telling me to watch what I say. And after I watched that video today, it was like, oh my gosh.
Turned the light right on, didn't it?
What's that?
Turns the lights right on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Were you here when mom was still in here?
Yeah.
She said, I got to get out of here. I'm going to go ballistic on all this.
Well, I hope the puppy's okay. And we're continually praying for Ma.
Mom's doing
Because
much better. Her they've got stuff on her medical record that's not exactly exact.
Well, we're gonna keep praying for her.
Oh, she's feeling so much better. She was up bouncing off the walls at 8 o'clock this morning.
And look into that clove tea.
Okay, say that again.
Clove tea. You take
okay.
take a teaspoon of cloves, add it to like 250 mils of water, let it boil for like 10 minutes, strain the cloves off, add a 1/4 teaspoon of honey after the fact if you want to. But the benefits, if you find the video on it, the benefits for all death and disease starts in the gut.
Right.
And the stuff that cloves can go after are amazing. Cleaning the liver, cleaning the kidneys, returning your immune function. But I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be. I'm not on TV doctor. I'm just talking from... What's that?
You're not a YouTube doctor?
Nope. But as hard as she's working, if you can get her to get a hold of her computer back from her daughter when her daughter's done with it and edit those words, because as long as they use those words, every document she submits has no standing.
Right.
And D-Dog's a constitutional warrior. He knows. Yes, clove tea.
Yeah. Okay. I'll forget that by tomorrow, but I'll have you remind me.
I'll try and find the video and send it to you, and then you just need to watch it.
Okay.
That takes the pressure off of you because you got running around to do.
Yeah.
Okay, Travis, it was a great show.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Tell Denise to make those changes, because I hate to see all the hard work she's putting in only for the document to have no standing.
No, I'm with you 100%. Yep.
And I don't think she understands that by using those words, instantly the document has no standing. That's what D-Dog said.
Yep. Yeah, and I think, Tennessee Patriot, absolutely, I'll get involved. Reach out to me. You've got my number. Call me anytime. I do have some phone issues out here, so if I don't get the phone call, send me a text and we'll reach back out. Because I think we're gonna have to. I think we're all gonna have to band together here before long. It's coming full force at us, and if we don't, we're gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah. Okay, Travis, I know you got an early day tomorrow, so thanks. It was a great show. Get that info to Denise so that her documents mean something. Because I sure want her to get somewhere with this, with all the hard work she puts in.
Okay. Yep. All righty. Well, thank you for joining us, and always good information. D-Dog, if you're still listening out there, I know you're busy. Appreciate you coming up. Denise, thank you so much for doing what you do. I really appreciate what she's doing, and I really want to get involved and help in any way I can. We'll get a supply list. I know she's having trouble keeping up with supplies because she's on a fixed income. if somebody wants to send paper or ink to her, I know she would appreciate anything. So we'll try to figure some of that out over the next few days, and hopefully we'll get her rolling.
Good night, country. Good night, everybody. Thanks,
Yeah.
Travis, for a great show.
Thank you. We appreciate it,
Good
guys.
night.
Love y'all. Love your neighbor, know your neighbor, help your neighbor, and get involved. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Central. We're going to do this. Well, we'll be on a little earlier than that, but that's when the school board meeting starts. So that's what we got planned. Y'all have a good night.